Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very first live stream. I am one of your hosts, Dakota Troll Pedal, and we will be watching the 10-year anniversary live stream. So here we go.
Every hook. That being said, the survivors did get very lucky. They did not cleanse through the hunt, which was really nice. They got lucky. They could have had it. They could have needed 3 cleanses, but it seems 2 was enough this time. Main building, the TL War, and Shack are all being pressured simultaneously. It probably is a very overwhelming situation for our killer. The best idea possibly is to indeed use our power.
Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me get this up here. There we go.
To find the one survivor that is dead on hook. And is that who we find right now? No, that is Saul Paulin, only with 1 hook. This is a bit of a dead zone. Does have Springburst. Does he have it ready? No, he's just it up. This hit seems unavoidable. Oh, not for Saul Paulin. Well done. The 3-6s come in, but they do not do much. Only delay the eventual basic attack. A little reload happens. Once again, we are looking for Fong Min most likely. If I were this killer, that's definitely what I'd be doing. And I believe they might have figured out that they are by the main building. Let's have a little look. Yes, indeed, they're by the main building. And it seems they have used this really interesting perk, Bardic Inspiration. And they're going into a locker to craft a flashbang. I'm really interested in seeing how that's going to work out. We'll keep an eye out, see how it's used exactly. Okay, if this chase is short, this could honestly lead to something. We come out of this window, line up a shot, and does it work? These survivors are just on point. Yeah. Exhaustion is halfway through. That's about 20 seconds. I think Saul Paulin is going down here. Really not much we can
Sorry, guys, about that.
But is the last generator going to be done? It seems like it might.
Oh.
It generally seems like it might. They opt not to. This is
There you
a
go.
little bit surprising. It seems our killer understood that time was not on his side, and he did not actually pick up. Instead, decided to leave the person on the ground. This could work, or it could backfire spectacularly. Let's have a look. All right, Saul Paulin recovering on the ground. Will need a little bit of help to get up. No burst whatsoever to help himself. Is Tari opening an exit gate or helping the friend? Actually playing it really easy. Remember, they're not in communication, so they have to improvise a little bit. Our killer has picked up the trace of Fong Min, and they're actually not that far from. If this connects, this can be absolutely huge.
Right there.
Uses Springburst to create distance. Tori, unfortunately, Prosy not so lucky. A little bit stuck in this area of the map, and the killer is absolutely going to take advantage of that. Nice zoning, unfortunate dodge for our killer, but still not a bad position. We can reload on this hook. If this down comes, this could be a 4-man. Ooh! Really, really close. Great awareness from the killer. He now knows where the 2 remaining survivors are. The one on the ground far behind us could be left for a little bit. The exit gates have definitely not been touched yet. What does our killer Kaogeki from Japan do? They absolutely
Ow!
did!
That's gotta hurt.
God!
My God, dude.
We can probably guess where Prosy is. And Prosy's doing a great job staying low, but his friends are far too close. A pickup will probably result in 1 more person going down. And it's GG's from here if they're not really careful.
It is GG's.
Does our killer guess the location
Pretty sure.
before a pickup can occur? Okay.
Oh! Okay.
They can now split up, hopefully very far away from each other. If someone goes down, the killer will not be able to prevent the other 2 from helping each other. And, ooh, they're doing a good job. They're doing a really good job. It looks like a pickup is imminent. Does the killer find it? Ooh, it seems they were not quite on point with reload. However, the situation is still very manageable. Springburst from Saul Paulin. Ah! Oh, who's
Uh-oh. They're doing the gate.
Oh, the attempt there was made. Unfortunately, the killer cannot hold this many survivors. Does he see the red light and guess where Prosy is? It seems he does.
Ooh.
A little bit too quick for that spear to ever connect. Now it's obvious our other friends should be opening the other gate or healing. I'm really not too sure what the plan is. Maybe we're trying to do something a little bit more aggressive. Medkits here have been depleted, no doubt. Our killer is not giving up. Absolutely not giving up. Jason is a threat from almost any distance. And I think Fong Min might be about to find that out. Do we see see an insane spear. Ooh!
Ooh!
Yeah, with the exit gate open, now the killer has to pressure 2 different points at once. Wait. Oh, Saw Paladin did find a safe passage to the other gate, and it seems like he will make it, but don't worry, killer, you can still catch him. Oh my
Oh
god!
no!
Paladin makes an amazing performance from everyone. Well done. Let's give it up.
Yeah! Way to go.
What do you guys think of that? That was a nice showcase, right? Do we remember where Jason's coming out? I believe it's the 16th of this month. Mark your calendars, everybody.
Yeah! And that must be, so this must be the new lobby that we're going to be getting with Jason.
All right, catch a little break in just a minute. Our friends are going to ready up again, and we're going to see yet another match. I believe we have time for at least one more, possibly a little bit more. We'll see. Will we get the same killer, the same map? Will they switch up their builds? We'll find out in 1 minute. Okay, will I,
Oh, they're on the Trickster's map now. This is gonna be an all-day thing, by the way, for the people who either are gonna watch or gonna join. Apparently, Ots is not gonna be commentating anymore.
Run, you fool!
It's so quiet. Arr. It's probably in the locker. The hillbilly. Let's go to live and see what it okay, there we go. You can hear people talking in the background. Also, if you guys don't know, they are live in Montreal, in Canada. So they will be having live chattering in the video in the stream. I should have gone to the one in Boston. If I knew they were coming to Massachusetts, if I knew that they were coming to Massachusetts sooner, I would have got me a ticket to go to Boston for the 9th year anniversary. Or for PAX East. I would have definitely gone there. But I wanted to go to Canada, but I don't have my passport, so yeah. And then I wanted to go do it at the movie theater because I wasn't sure if they were going to do this, and they are, so which is good. And sadly, I didn't get the ticket, so yeah. So now this is live. And this is going to be an all-day thing, so we're going to go through the entire thing. Okay, maybe not the entire thing, but for as long as I can survive. Or not survive, but for as long as I can record.
You guys look good, that's why. Okay.
Alex.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much first of all, for coming out to this event today. How are you liking it so far?
Yeah!
And then a double thank you for actually coming to the panel. We got a couple more after this. I hope you're going to find it cool and interesting. There's lots of cool guests from the team, but also this particular panel, we have guests from outside of the team that I'll introduce in a moment, a little later into the panel. We're really psyched they could be here. But we're here today to talk about, no, we're not talking about anything. I'm just killing time. There's a live stream going on.
Eric is living his dream of being a talk show
Exactly.
host right now. You're doing it well. You need a mug.
I do need a mug. Yeah. Who's here from Montreal? Pretty good.
First off, can you please take this off the screen so we can see it rather than listening to it?
Whoa. Who's here from the U.S.?
Yeah!
We're a loud people. I'm also American. We're a loud
Yeah, I
kind
know.
of person. Yeah. Okay. I'll stop having fun.
Okay, we'll whisper now.
Starting?
We'll whisper now.
Soon.
Okay.
We're going to pretend we're not saying anything as we transition into the street.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to have our panel about integrating IPs into Dead by Daylight. This is going to be a talk with Eric Pope, where he's going to talk about how we integrate famous licenses into the fog
Didn't know that.
and how you get to experience them.
Oh my god, this is where they have there's people walking all around in there.
Well, thank you for the introduction.
There. Hello, everybody. Welcome. How are you? Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Livestream Land, whichever camera I'm on. Thank you. People later, they're going to be watching on Shudder even. Things are crazy.
Oh
today.
my god, because it's hot in Florida. I'm actually curious. I wonder if it's actually hot in Canada, because they're actually outdoors, like legit outdoors. So I wonder if they're gonna be like burning hot out there with like of how hot it is in Montreal.
This is a really special moment for Dead by Daylight. The whole day is for you, and for you as well, Matt and Sarah and Rose. I mean, you put your time in. We're calling a panel, but we're doing it in the form of a talk show because I asked. And this first one is about integrating an IP into Dead by Daylight, which is, as you know, a big part of what makes DBD special. So we're joined today by some devs. I'm going to let you introduce yourselves and also describe your roles. But before I do that, I want to tell you some expectations, because I know how people are about licenses. You know how people are about licenses.
No idea.
We're going to talk about process, philosophy,
No idea.
how we work with licensors. We're not teasing things. Don't ask Matt 55 questions from the crowd while we're trying to talk about something else. We're here to talk about process and kind of give you a look behind the scenes. So if you're looking for big reveals, that's coming later today. So without further ado, who are you and what's your role?
Recently with licenses, FNAF, Walking Dead, the first, and most recently, our newest guy who's coming into the fog.
It's okay, you can say his name.
I can.
Okay.
Jason.
Yeah! Hell yes! Jason.
Feels good.
How about you, Matt?
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm the head of partnerships at Behavior. My job mostly revolves around making sure that we stay best friends with the people we work with, which can be challenging sometimes, but the greatest collaborations we've managed to bring into the fog came when all parties shared a vision and shared enthusiasm and just had fun along the ride. And I have to say, it's super cheesy, but the most important partnership that we've ever had for the game is with the players, is with you out there. It's true. It's cheesy, but it's true. And it is one of the most pleasant and satisfying parts of my job to go and meet people and to be the head and voice of Dead by Daylight, and I'm very honored that I get to do that.
We're honored to have you, Matt. And
Hello everyone, I'm Rose. I'm the Senior Product Director on Dead by Daylight. I help define the roadmap of engagement, chapters, monetization, you name it, just to make sure that the future of Dead by Daylight is as exciting and sustainable as it can be. Joined during the Ghost Space chapter, so it's been quite a while. Not as long as Matt has been on the project, but it has been quite the ride. And I'm really excited to see the top iconic character that players haven't, that you've been asking for 10 years, finally be integrated this month.
And hello to the wind also. You can hear it in our mics a little bit.
This month.
And hello to the wind also. You can hear it in our mics a little bit. It's windy up here, breezy. I will say,
windy.
if you don't know what product is, they are, as the community director, they're the community team's best friends, best allies. They want to know what you want every day. So they are super tuned into the things that you all want. Product people rule. All right. Now, you described your roles. I'm interested, now that we're talking about, bringing IPs into Dead by Daylight, how do your roles interact with each other in the process of bringing big licenses to DBD? What is each of your pieces in that?
I want to say that Matt's job is more making sure which doors of
Uh-oh. Hold on. Is it mine or theirs? It's mine. Hold on. It's my end. There we go. That was my end.
keys are available for knocking and opening and make sure those doors open. My job is to make sure they open the right way and stay open, and then start paving the first keystones there. And Sarah's job is to make sure the roads go straight towards the direction that we want them to go in, and that they stay paved.
Very well put. Yeah, I think also you and I are usually at the very beginning of the process where we talk a lot. There's a group of us, but we tend to discuss like what would make a good IP, what's interesting. We have an infamous, very long Excel sheet that contains every single weird idea that anybody's ever thought about for something that maybe would make, no, that's stupid. And then we still put it on the list and we talk about it. And so most of the crazy ideas you have right now, they're like, oh, I wish they would think about that.
It's
We've
on the list.
probably looked at it at some point.
When I tell people your feedback has been noted, it's true and it's in that big Excel. So you actually started to go into the next question, which is, let's go from as early as possible all the way through the process. How do we bring something into DBD? Where does it begin, and how do we get from your piece to your piece and into the game? Big one, I know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it starts with us, and sometimes it starts outside, whether it's a very, very strong desire from players, which we need to listen to, or sometimes it's an opportunity. Nowadays, Dead by Daylight is so big, sometimes people knock on our door and go, hey, I have this, would you like to do something with it? We go, yes, that would be really cool. The next step can take from weeks to years, and it's the negotiations, trying to find the right shape for the collaboration. What exactly are we going to put in? Is it going to be a collection? Is it going to be a chapter? When? How? These things can take a very long time. Once in a while, we're surprised and it comes instantaneously. And then the next step, usually once we agree, okay, let's do this, then that's when we fold in Sarah and her team, and then we sit down for a kickoff and go, okay, what do we do? Like, yeah. Because there's a big question, which is usually, do we stick to the original source material like religiously, or are we just having fun here and expanding and trying to find new ways to represent something that we obviously admire, or else it wouldn't come into the game, but we want to maybe put a twist on it. Yeah. I talk too much. You have to stop me.
That's great. And then when it gets to your world, Sarah?
Sorry, what was that?
When
Paying
it
attention
gets,
to him.
when it gets to your world, now
Yeah.
you start to bring things into the visual realm.
Yeah, so there's usually a point where we have some really interesting conversations with the various licensors about how do they see their characters in our game, and what can we do to make them fit the rest of our roster. Because sometimes, there might need to be, in fact, often, a little bit of interpretation. Sometimes it's small, like we don't give survivors weapons, so what do we do with Michonne's katana? But other times it's maybe, we have to play with proportions, we have to play with power sets, what's their abilities, what kind of VFX treatment are we talking about?
Yeah. How do you get Chucky to put someone on a hook?
How do we get Chucky to put someone on a hook? Exactly. We do got to get a little creative with that sometimes. But then there's also some interesting conversations about cosmetics. What are the sort of alternate stuff that we could play around with? And sometimes it's, we know we want this outfit from this specific scene, but other times it's, what if Springtrap was dipped in acid? We get to have a little bit more fun with that, but it does start with licensors.
Cool. And I wonder a little more.
Licensors.
Sorry.
Cool. And I wonder a little more philosophically, what's the most important thing to each of you when we're considering a new IP? Maybe you each have a different perspective, maybe you all have the same perspective. What's the single most important thing? I'm sure there's a lot of important things, but where do you start?
That's a tough one, because we have a model of evaluating all the licenses we want to work with, and it's not a single factor that can predict if we do a collaboration or not. Of course, popularity or community demand is one of the strongest factor that we look for. I guess a lot of you have already responded to surveys that we put out asking, hey, do you want to do this IP or that IP? And we look at the responses and see which ones are the most ranked the highest amongst player preference. We also have a brand fit metric that we look for. We have an internal committee who look at horror affinity. If it's not as horror, then there has to be a really strong either community demand for it, or there's a strong profitability aspect to it, or it's a combination of all of those things. There's also one last, like a smaller thing that we also consider. It's more about if there's something on the partner's roadmap that is interesting for us to collaborate with. For example, if there's a strong Netflix series coming out, like our recent Stranger Things 2 chapter, then that's also a really good opportunity for us to consider it as a higher candidate up the list for the next collaboration. If I had to go with only one, I want to say excitement from the players is what I would go for the most, because that's generally a good, someone's getting
That's
murdered out there. But it's generally a really good predictor of what could work best.
Great.
I mean, it's hard to top that, but honestly, to me, it's a, oh my God, that's someone screaming and swinging around. That's awesome. Okay.
It's more Jira.
That was not planned, but it's good.
Jira couldn't get a ticket, so that's how he's watching the show.
I don't know if they're just going to leave them there.
People at home, there's a bungee jumper over there. And there's
Bungee
birds
jumper.
nesting up here. We're having fun.
Bungee jumper. Whee!
Very immersive.
The team did a great job organizing this event to really make it feel complete. But so, yeah, for me, it's really, it's very selfish, but like, how excited am I about this? Like, there are things out there that I feel should be in Dead by Daylight. I trust my gut a lot. I know I don't have the final voice, but so there are things that I scream about constantly, and then they go, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And I go, okay, I'll see you at next meeting, and I'll scream again.
Yeah.
And that's it. But to me, it's really like, there are things that I feel should be in Dead by Daylight, and that's it. That's just how I roll.
Yeah. I think for me, when we're looking at IP, when we're looking at potential stuff to bring in, you can kind of tell how dedicated a fan base is by how much stuff they've created on their own, fan art, all of these things. And this is a really good sign for us, because it means that there's people who are like in love with something. They're not just fans to play it, but it's a part of something that they adore. And that there's risk of that, of course, as well, but having that pre-baked love is something that allows us to be like, okay, these are the things that are important to these players, these fans.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we get them right.
Heck yeah, great answers, thank you. My next one's very specific, Matt, in your realm. It's about the business of your world, because I think, say we want to work with a specific licensor, you don't just Google them and knock on their door. How do you actually initiate that process? How do you find a license holder, talk to them, and all that?
I mean, funny enough, once in a while, you have to Google them and try to find someone.
Okay.
But fortunately, Behavior's been making games for about 30-some years now. Mostly games for other people. We're a work-for-hire company at the core, so most publishers and licensors, the Warners of this world, the I don't know, Disney, whoever, like, we had contacts with them for years. We've established relationships. So there are at least a few of them that are within reach. And then it's a matter of, you know, there are events where you go to meet people and shake hands and sort of foster those relationships and keep them alive. And also the thing is, after 5 years, everybody that you've met.
You know, something I never noticed, but Matthew Cote apparently has some tattoos on his arm.
Now at a different
You can
company,
see it.
and you still know them.
Out of his, speaking out of his.
Yeah, that person is now working in this place and this place. So it becomes a network of, like, you're never farther than like 2-3 steps from the person you're trying to reach out. That being said, more than once, you reach out to someone. Like, cold calls is the worst. At least I hate it personally, but like sending an email to someone going, hey, Dead by Daylight, we'd like to do something. And that's it. Like, you never hear back, and that happens, and you sort of have to live with it, and then you have to try something else. And then you call everybody you know, and you go, do you know anybody there? Like, do you know who has this?
And then I get on the DBD account and tweet at them. Please.
Yeah, we've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
It's more delicate because it's it's sort of public and it can be a little awkward.
Not a best practice.
No, but it's fun.
There's one that we reached out to the same person through like 4 different channels, and they said,
At some point, they're like, yeah, okay, I'll pay attention.
yeah.
Thank you. So Sarah, I think this is a cool one. So on the art side, right, that's your realm. How important is the gameplay potential when we're considering iconic characters to bring into the game?
Yeah, that's a cool one. So it is pretty big, right? Like, if a particular character has something unique that we're like, oh, that would be really cool if we bring it into the fog, that's definitely something that we want to keep an eye out for. But we're also, like, we tend to think about things in terms of archetypes on the art direction side. You know, is this a brutality killer, a tricksy killer, a mechanically interesting killer? Do they have a bunch of spells that they can cast off? Or is it just an unrelenting murderer that is going to destroy everyone? But having said that, it's also kind of an interesting opportunity for us to maybe bring extra abilities into a character. So, you know, for example, the first in season 5 does not in fact do the things that he does in Dead by Daylight, but they were thematically appropriate.
He could.
He could. And we ended up working with Netflix to make sure that everything, even if it wasn't necessarily lore accurate to something that had happened in the show, that it was, say, lore plausible. Something that he could do if he were given the chance.
Yeah, which seems great because you have the freedom to make some of those cool choices.
Yeah.
The licensors work with us on that. That's cool.
We like to say the entity kind of adjusts characters as they come into the fog. Sometimes this means giving them like a mark of negation, or reducing their powers a little bit. But sometimes it can mean giving them something they didn't have before, like a fiery, shadowy axe. This kind of stuff.
Why not? So sort of in the same vein, do you start with the mechanics first or fantasy first when we're evaluating?
So largely, I think it's probably fantasy.
Yeah.
Because we want, when we're bringing a character into the fog that's not original, and even to original to some extent, but who cares about original right now? We're only talking about this. Is that you have to get it. It has to be authentic. It has to be something that feels correct. So making sure that we've nailed the fantasy of that character is really important. But having said that, we also have a whole host of R&D mechanics that we work on, and sometimes it happens that our team has come up with a really cool mechanic that is just a really good fit for an IP.
Cool. We've talked a lot about what's important to us on the DVD side when we're doing these partnerships. Matt, what's important on the licensor side, the IP holders?
It really depends on who you're talking to. I tend to prefer when you talk directly to the people who have, usually the people who own it like personally, as opposed, let's say, to a big corporation where you're talking with people doing their job, but it's a whole team of representatives, because it's usually more important to them and it's more personal, and so the conversations tend to be more exciting on both sides, right? But I think that where we immediately connect most of the time is because the most important thing for us is authenticity. Is for this to feel like a really authentic representation of the source material. It needs to be true to form. And in that sense, it means that, yeah, sometimes we can take some liberties, sometimes we can paint them in a light that is slightly different from how they've been depicted, but it still needs to be an accurate, or at least an authentic representation of what those characters stand for and what they mean, right, to their fans. That's the other thing, is they know their fan base much better than we do, so that's why we tend well, we don't tend to, we absolutely trust them to tell us how to do this.
So trust definitely seems central on both sides, right? Like
Yeah.
That's a heavy burden on you, Matt.
It's not just
You're the-
me, but yeah, it is one of the things that even though I don't necessarily create it, it's my job to make sure that it exists and that it is cared for, that trust that we build with the licensors. Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Well, speaking of licensors, we've got some amazing ones in the room that actually I'm being cued to bring out, which thank you very much for that. So right now, Rose is going to make some space. Thank you to Rose. Thank you to Rose. And now we're going to bring on Sherry and Robbie from Jason Universe. Give them a hand, please.
Hi.
I think you guys can slide down and let them be closer.
Oh.
It's okay.
Guests of honor.
Have a seat.
Thank
Or
you.
not. All
Am I
right.
supposed to slide more?
No, we were supposed to go over the. Anyway.
Sherry, Robbie, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thanks for having us.
So it's really special that you're able to come. You know, this is a very rare occasion that we get to do something like this. So it means a lot to me for us to be able to do this sort of stuff for you. So thank you again. So we got some questions for the Jason Universe folks, and I think the good one to start with, Jason Universe. What is the story of how this came to be?
Yeah, sure. So about 46 years ago, my grandfather and his two best friends started the Friday the 13th franchise. They used to own movie theaters and drive-in theaters and then started making their own movies. And so we produced and funded the first 8 films ourselves. We didn't really know what we had when we started. And when my grandfather got sick, my dad ended up stepping in and we did another 4 films. And then a video game in 2017.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I got involved in our family businesses, and this was something I really wanted to reinvigorate and bring a lot more life into the franchise. And so we built the Jason Universe really to house all new content for the franchise, whether it's entertainment, collaborations, merchandise, experiences, and with really a focus all around Jason, what everyone wants to see more of. So that's
Hell yeah.
that's it.
Hell yes.
That's so cool. I wish that was my family business. Much cooler than most people's family business. Sherry, question for you. How are you approaching building this new amazing multimedia approach in Jason Universe, like from a philosophical point of view?
Yes, I mean, everything that we're doing is for the fans. And so we've been really busy for the last few years building out new stories, new experiences, to give everyone something fresh and new. But also, it's very important for us to be true to the legacy of Jason. And so we're really always trying to strike that balance. We kicked off Jason Universe last year in celebration of our 45th anniversary. We started off with a new original 13-minute short, Sweet Revenge. We were at Universal Halloween Horror Nights. We had lots of other things too, but we are beyond excited for Jason to enter Dead by Daylight on Tuesday. I can't believe it's finally here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wonder about that. You heard some of the questions we were talking about earlier. Did that vision for putting Jason in DBD immediately click and make sense? Or was there a period like we're mutually coming to the center to decide on something? What was that like?
Yeah, so it was definitely a long road, I think.
True.
Iterative process.
Yes. We were really looking for the right moment to introduce Jason into DBD, and really trying to fine-tune what's the best approach to be, you know, as authentic to Jason in DBD as possible. So we did, you know, a lot of collaboration on how do we do that. We landed on the 10th anniversary because it was probably the best possible time. You know,
To me, it feels like we, at least on my side, we knew immediately that it was going to happen. We just didn't know what shape it was going to take, and it took us a while to figure out the right way to do it.
Yeah.
But at least for me, there was no doubt that it was going to happen.
Just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dead by Daylight's, you know, such an incredible game, you know, probably the best horror game of all time. And so, yeah, we always knew it was something we wanted to do. It was just finding, the right moment. And also, like, we had always viewed, Jason would be going into Dead by Daylight's world, and that's something we talked about with Matt. We weren't, really putting Jason, the Friday the 13th world into Dead by Daylight. We were really putting Jason into Dead by Daylight's world, and we wanted to embrace that. We thought that was really the best, way for the character and for our partnership. And so the Dead by Daylight team really took that to heart, and we came up with some things that we think are awesome and really cool and have never been seen before. So we're stoked about that, and you can only play it in Dead by Daylight. So it's
Heck
unique
yeah.
to the game.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
Sherry, you heard before talking about what's important for us. Matt took a crack at what he thinks is important for our licensors, and I'd love to hear from you, for Jason specifically, what are you looking for in a collaborator for this IP?
Yeah, for us, first and foremost, we want to partner with people who are true Jason fans, who understand what makes Jason Jason, really understand his DNA. But we also want to look for partners who bring a unique creative vision to the table to help us expand Jason's story in a really authentic and cool way. And from the very first meeting we had with this amazing team, it was obvious that they were true Jason fans. They were going to care just as much as we did about getting it right. And they came to the table literally that first meeting and had this amazing creative vision for the lore, the skins, and the gameplay that felt very authentic for both of our worlds, which was a home run.
Perfect.
Well
And
done.
that's a great segue. You shouted it out earlier, iteration. So actually, can you discuss that ideation and iteration process between your team, our team, creating those cool cosmetics?
The collaboration process, or the iteration process, was so collaborative and so much fun. Again, the first time that the team showed us what their first pass, they're like, oh, this is just our first pass at what Jason's going to look like in the game. We were blown away because the design was 90% of the way there, and that never happens, ever. So we knew from the very beginning that we were in really good hands with this amazing team. And then they started showing us the designs for the skins, and they're so detailed and so imaginative. And we love the fact that they gave a nod to the legacy, but they were reimagined in a way that only the Dead by Daylight designers could have dreamed up in their nightmares. And so, we're so excited. We hope that you love as much as we do, Backwoods Terror with, the chainsaw chain wrapped around his wrists and on his suspenders. The Death Forsaken, I love personally the barbed wire that is holding his mask together. And then all the barnacles and coral that Depths of Despair has that move when you're playing him in the game. It's just, they're all so, so cool and very, again, authentic to Jason, but feel very much exclusive and special in the Dead by Daylight world. And Bloody Jason, okay, Jason has never been that bloody, ever, at any point in the franchise. It's very
That means
cool.
a lot.
It's very cool.
Bloodiest Jason in DBD. That's a pretty good feat. That's pretty awesome.
We definitely had a moment where we were like, is that enough blood? Maybe a bit more blood?
Maybe a little more, yeah.
Maybe more blood.
I think the biggest difference too with working with them is they're massive horror fans and massive Jason fans, and that just made the process so much easier for us.
Yeah.
That out of the gate we were blown away with the amount of detail and attention. So yeah, it's been honestly a pleasure working together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Robbie, the music and sound of Jason is also such an iconic and central thing. What do we want that to be evoking for players?
Sure, yeah. So music for this franchise has always been so important. And music in Dead by Daylight is so important as well. And so we really wanted the music to kind of evoke fear, suspense. And so when you're playing, against Jason, as Jason, you can sense him, before you even see him. And so, yeah, it's always been part of the films, and that's how we wanted to take, the approach here in Dead by Daylight.
It's very stressful when you know that he's coming after you. It's a very stressful feeling based on the sound alone. And by the way, we're doing a whole...
Sometimes exciting, though, if you're the killer.
Oh, yeah. When you're the killer, it's the best feeling. But we're doing a whole panel on sound and music a little bit later. So if you're interested in that side of how we make the game, stick around. It's going to be a really cool one. Just a quick plug. For Jason's power, omnipresent evil.
Yep.
His ability to jump scare survivors, which Robbie was just referring to, and pick up weapons across the map. What's that meant to convey about Jason and who he is now, what he's representing?
I mean, more than anything, it really shows that Jason's always been and continues to be, even in Dead by Daylight, absolutely relentless.
Yeah.
Jason's never been about speed or fancy weapons. He shows no emotion. He's never scared. And so, Jason comes in and he's all about getting the job done. And so in Dead by Daylight, what's so great is that he just keeps coming for you. And most of the time, you don't even know he's there until it's too late.
I've always been a big fan of the hack in our game. People know this because she's great at... There you go, hack fans out there. Because she's great at jump scares, right? And you can set the stage and let people freak out. I might switch to Jason. I mean, obviously I'm going to play him for a bit, but because he's going to be so good at that specifically. Like, you just let people freak out, and then you choose your moments, and then you appear and break everything. And that's going to be absolutely magical. And then when they actually run away from you, just grab an old piece of generator and stick them to the wall and, impose your will. Yeah. It's going to be, there are so many ways we could have described Jason in our gameplay mechanics. We picked a couple of his attributes that we thought were particularly significant, and I think we landed on some really, really good combinations.
Yes.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we worked on with you guys was, in the movies, he just kind of appears. He's there instantly. Well, how do we do that in a gameplay? Because you have visual language that you have to incorporate. And that's when we started leaning into fog and mist and that kind of stuff, which I think is so perfect for Dead by Daylight's 10th anniversary, given that the fog is such a big attribute for us.
And he's sort of straddling the line between the supernatural and it's just a guy in a suit. You're like, no. Sometimes it's just too much, right? And through the movies, you've seen that. Sometimes he's very, very normal and just threatening.
Human.
Yes. Which is one of the reasons why he's so impressive and so upsetting. And then in some other versions, he's a little more supernatural. Like, he can almost teleport. And so we found a happy middle there, where I think keeping some of his humanity, if there's any left, is still part of what grounds him and makes him so, unsettling, I think.
Yes.
And Matt, for you, if one of you doesn't know Matt, I'd be shocked. But Matt, you've been here since the start. When did Jason become a desire for the DBD team?
Before Dead by Daylight? So if you know the history, we worked on a little game before that called Naughty Bear. In Naughty Bear, there was a bear wearing a hockey mask. Like, we didn't ask permission, I'm so sorry. We just thought it was parody and nobody would see the game.
The bear's Canadian, right? So.
Yeah. And so, but Jason, like, if you're talking about horror, Jason comes up. Like, again, he is inevitable. That's sort of what he is, right? And so for us, even from day one, when we were talking about potentially bringing in real licenses into our game, he's always been on the short list. And not just us. Like, as soon as you ask players, who would you like to see in the game?
Jason.
He's always been there. And so now he's actually made his way.
Yeah.
And so, it's a bit of a bucket list for us. It's kind of it's a bit of a moment.
Was the same for you, Sarah? Do you have kind of a running bucket list since you get to work on all of these amazing licenses? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and working on him was a huge treat. Yeah, there's so much, like, for all characters in general, but the team poured so much love and attention into all these little things. Like, we'd have conversations with Sherry about what kind of pockets does Jason have? like is he a Dickies man, or it's more of a jean situation? And we just, we got into it. Turns out he's a Dickies man.
I was kind of pleased to be part of some of those conversations and just watch a bunch of people very calmly say, like, oh, is it too much entrails? Like, they're sort of bloated and leaking out, but we could probably bloat him a little more. Like, they look healthy. Those conversations are so surreal, but so much fun.
What if we put it straight through the survivor's mouth?
Let's try. You don't want to see the search history of our artists on the team.
We are definitely on some kind of list somewhere.
So I think I noticed, during the PTB and the reveal, a lot of folks were psyched to see the add-ons for his power have references to things people might know from Jason's past. So anything you can say about that on working on those things?
Yeah, we knew everyone would come into Dead by Daylight, when Jason came into the game, and they would be paying close attention to detail. And so we're really excited for people to discover the Easter eggs that are the nod to the legacy, like the corkscrew and the bent chair of the wheelchair and Deputy's badge. We even put in the boat motor from Sweet Revenge, our 13-minute original short last year. And so we're excited for everyone just to make those discoveries along the way.
If you haven't seen Sweet Revenge, it's flippin' cool. We can see it on YouTube, right?
Very, very soon.
Yeah?
It'll be back.
Ooh,
okay.
It's really, really cool. I'm so glad that we're starting to see this stuff roll out. You've been doing really cool stuff.
If you're too impatient, you can go and take a walk around the edge of the dock there, and you might actually meet Jason, if you're lucky.
He's just hanging out over there by the river?
Yeah. Actually, he's got a nice little cabin over
do you want to tell? So I know these
Cabin.
folks probably know, but on the streams, maybe they don't know what.
I think he's a little more mature now. He decided to get some property,
I meant if you tell people at home, what are you referring to? Yes, there is a cabin over there. But
So yes, there's an escape room experience on the edge of the wharf, dock, whatever, thing there near the water. And so you can actually try, if you're very lucky, to do the whole thing and escape before Jason finds you.
And it's actually the cabin from the live stream.
That's correct.
Same cabin.
So
the iconic cabin.
There's a couple of you who actually were there and watched the stream, waiting to see what was going to happen.
Who watched the 13-hour stream?
Yeah!
Yep.
That's amazing.
It's the cabin.
It's the cabin, the same
Go
cabin.
take a selfie with it.
The same cabin.
Touch that iconic cabin.
The exact same cabin from that live stream. Wow.
Of the cabin, by the way. Anyone here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's right there. Right in the front. You probably can't see it at home, but amazing. Just sort of a fun one to end. Jason, as you mentioned, unrelenting, inevitable. Do you think with our roster in Dead by Daylight that he'll meet his match?
Look, there are amazing slashers and killers in Dead by Daylight. I think Jason will be just fine, though. Even if he takes a few blows, he always comes back to finish the job. So, we'll see what happens.
You might even make some friends.
My money's always on Jason. So.
Well, we might have some slashers in the game, but he's the slasher.
That's very true.
Yes.
He's the true slasher.
Relationship with the unknown. How that's building together. Are they building bridges or are they tearing them down?
Right. Is this an enemies to lovers situation?
Right? I've always thought Unknown would be an easy person to get along with. Yeah. Yeah.
Hooked on you too. No. I
Hooked
shouldn't
on
have
him.
said that. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm going to hit you with a look back, Matt. Look back, Sarah, and feel free to participate. But talked about, it's 10 years for you, Matt, and you 10 as well, 8ish, 9ish.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to learn a lot. So what have you learned in that time, specifically in this realm, not in art in general, but what have you learned about balancing authenticity, gameplay, player expectations?
I can start. For me, I have learned to never underestimate just how significant a character, a property, whether it's one of our originals, whether it's one of the licenses we bring in, how significant these things can be to some of the people out there. And so it's always important whenever we work on something to make this the most important thing and to never do anything halfway, because for some person out there, it's gonna be the most important thing and it's gonna stay with them for years.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Exactly. And following up on that, like authenticity in terms of the visual design, in terms of the presence, the animation feel is so important to us because we know that this is your monster, your guy, the one that you're spending the time and care taking note of. So we want to make sure that all those little details that you love are represented in our version as well.
Sherry and Robbie, do you want to share any last thoughts as we're wrapping up here?
I mean, we're so excited for Jason to come into the game. It's been the most amazing collaboration ever. I've been meeting with the extended team for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's been so much fun. And yes, some of the conversations, if people are listening in, about blood and guts and things, it's been fabulous. But it's been a really, really amazing and fun collaboration. We're so thrilled.
In the end, we're all fans of the things that we work on. We're lucky, I guess, to work on stuff that we're a fan of.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out to Montreal. It was so special to have you here. Can we have a hand for Robbie and Sherry from Jason Universe Horror Inc.? Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are we going now? No.
Are we going also? No?
Yeah, you can stick around.
All right.
I'm just wrapping up, though.
Okay.
So we have 2 more panels coming. You've got a break, but you and TV Land have a break as well.
Do I get a break?
You don't get a break. You're going to go back and work. You're going back in the building and back to work. So I really hope you guys are having a wonderful day here in Montreal at this. I want this to be such a big success. We can do it again. And so you're part of that, so thank you for
Would you come back to this again?
Yes.
Well, there's your answer.
I'm writing that down.
I will also mention, because we have a minute or two, on that same note, right? Like
That might be when he did that thing where he did writing. I might be writing that down. That might be a leak to something, possibly. Kind of like what they did with The Walking Dead, where they were teasing all those different things last year at PAX East. So that might be a leak. I have no idea. So we're going to have to wait and see. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be a leak to something. Or a hint to something.
Acknowledge that. So we've also been working on something.
Well, if that's writing down, then that means maybe it could be Bendy and the Ink Machine, because if you wrote something down, then that requires ink, and of course Bendy and the Ink Machine, ink. So makes sense.
At the studio, you don't even know about this.
I don't know about this.
You don't know about this. We're calling it the Campfire Tour. Yeah. So we want to come around the world to where you are. And not at this scale. This is a bit nuts. But we want to help you in cities around the world where we can. So if you can go on social, I think we might have made a post about it by now. If not, Omnia is rushing to post it right now. Respond to that. Let us know where you'd like to see us around the world. I would love to be there in person and shake everyone's hand, from Tokyo to Buenos Aires. Let us know where we should show up, and maybe we'll be there. So wanted to mention that. Campfire Tour. Look for more info soon. And with that, I think we can actually wrap up.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming to celebrate with us.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Happy birthday.
All right.
Hey there, this is Dork, and I'm going to be showing you a full tour of everything you can expect here at the DBD 10th Anniversary Montreal Experience. Let's go! You can see our full site map, so if you're ever lost, losing your way in the fog, you can find yourself. The Krasu.
Oh my god, the Krasu!
Our Entity Claw photo op. Let me show you how it works.
Oh my god.
You'll be able to stand.
I would have loved to go to Montreal and do all this. Oh my god.
Pose.
That would have been amazing.
Photos. There'll be someone manning the booth. So the whole floor is yours. We have our Dead by Daylight immersive experience. Enough of that. Let's go to something else. We've got our DVD merch counter.
Oh, come on. I need some DVD merch.
Our Dead by Daylight vending machine.
What? A vending machine?
A Maurice plushie.
Bruh.
Isn't he cute? I can't wait to get one myself. This will be our area for board games. We're setting it up now, but once you get here, you'll be able to play whatever you like. This is going to be our indie corner. So here you can check out all of our indie games. Pretty awesome. All right. Got another thing on this floor to show you. And this is the DVD prototype. Here, two people will sit down and play the game on one monitor the way it was when they first concepted Dead by Daylight. So good luck.
Interesting.
This is our Dead by Daylight campfire. It is so cool.
Is that real fire? There's no way that's real fire. That's got to be lights, right? There's no way that's real fire.
We gotta go upstairs. Let's go.
There's no way that's real fire. There is no way that is real fire.
All right, we're gonna start over here with the art gallery. Through here, you'll be able to see all of the art from the fog, going from concepts to your community-created amazing art pieces. Let's go. And as you can see, over here is our gaming zone, where you'll be able to play an amazing build of Dead by Daylight, if I say so myself. Really excited to see you all take it out. Take it out, and I mean, take out all of those frustrations of the day on those petty little survivors. All right, so one place left to go, and that's going to be our main stage. Here we're going to be doing and the ending broadcast for the day. Super excited to show you. Gosh, I mean, from what you can see, that was an amazing run through of the full site, but I actually didn't show you everything. And that's why you've got to come here. You've got to go and explore, because there's a couple of scary mysteries around here. So without further ado, I'll see you soon. Come on down to the DVD Montreal event, and I'll be waiting.
I'm bummed. I still can't go. I'm sad. Oh my god. Oh my god. That looks amazing. I wonder if they're gonna show polyester in the King. I hope they show polyester.
All right, now we're at the immersive experience. Here you can see this little strange flesh-colored wall. Well, let's get a closer look.
Bah.
Here you're going to see these red circles that you can stand in, and it's going to activate.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god, I'm a bit bummed that I wasn't able to get my passport and go. This just looks so much fun. I hope I can do it sometime again when they do it again. I'm gonna try and hopefully go. Oh, this is the alien intro. When the alien came out. Jonesy. Face hugger. Xenomorph. going through the air vent. There he is. Sadako.
Hello, everyone. This is RJ Torbert at Fun World. Just want to wish you a happy 10th anniversary. All of you at Behavior do a fantastic job. Can't wait to see what else you got planned over the next 10 years. And for all the Ghostface fans, thanks for all your support. We have a lot more surprises over the next year. Again, you guys are a group of terrific people. Happy anniversary and many, many more.
Hello. I want to give a hand to Behavior Interactive. 10 years of putting survivors to the test is no small feat. Thank you for bringing the Saw family along for the ride. Congratulations, Dead by Daylight.
Hey, Dead by Daylight. We wanted to wish you congratulations for 10
For Honor.
years.
It was really great to collaborate with you guys. So from the Foreigner family to yours, happy birthday.
What's this? Oh, is this the Sable Ward? Is this the play the Wicked? Yep. The Wicked with Sable Ward. The actors of Sable Ward. No, that's Sable. That is the real Sable from Dead by Daylight. Wow. This looks so real now I look about it. That's Sable Ward. But only animated in this. It's creepy. But that's Sable. I don't think that's an actress. I think that's Sable herself. All Things Wicked. That was 2 years ago, I think. The Trickster. Kevin Wu. Oh, this is the This is the all kill comeback. Mina.
starring you and me. They can do the blade cause I wanna see you bleed. Death by fame is my perfect fantasy. 그런 반 절대로 못 숨어. Seminame, spiked up with so much adrenaline. Seminame. There's no escape. Don't save your breath. No escape. I love the high. For the chase, no escape. Don't save your breath. No escape. No escape. No escape.
Find Night's face. No. Yes. Yes. Find Night's face. Spring trap. There's the office. Poor Meg. Five Nights at Freddy's. New killer, Springtrap. So I think this is going to be the new intro that for Jason on Tuesday. The intro video. Jason. New killer. Available June 16th. This is the Crossu, I think. Yep, this is the Crossu.
เธอเป็นนักร้องสาวผู้มีใจกระหายหาความยิ่งใหญ่ที่ข้อเสนอได้รับการสนองแต่พรนั้นกลับคือคำสาปร่ำลือกันว่าเสียงของเธอยังคงอยู่ร้องเพลงในยามราตรีหิวโหยชั่วกันละประวัติศาสตร์ได้ยินกันหรือไม่
The Sinister Grace.
There's nothing more powerful than imagination. It can shape
Nicolas
the
Cage.
fabric of reality, transforming everything you may think you know. But as with any power of such magnitude, it's unpredictable. At first, I thought it was all a cruel joke. Did my last performance attract a force of great cosmic evil? Truth is, none of that matters now. Because even after all the death, decay, and darkness, I still remember exactly who I am.
Nicolas Cage. Orella Rose.
I got you. You're gonna be all right.
That was last year.
This cannot possibly be real.
My name is Orella. I'm here to help.
Vecna.
I repeat, this is a code red. Does anybody come?
Hello, Dustin.
Hey!
11.
No matter where you run or who you save, all roads lead back to me.
Stranger Things Chapter 2. The Walking Dead.
Alright. Why am I here?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. This is a very odd shape.
What is that?
Okay, like this? What is that? Wait, no, I think I do know what this is.
Okay. So is it like a balloon with worms attached to it?
Wait, these are little stress balls, but they're shaped like... I don't even want to describe this. I don't know if it's appropriate.
Ah. Who does this belong to?
I don't even... There's two!
It almost feels like a cucumber. This is a very odd feeling thing.
It's like a... That was like squishy, like, toys kind of thing. I know, I can see it in my head. It's probably pink, right? It's got to be pink. It feels pink, I think.
Like a squishy toy? It's a squishy. It's not an animal, right? I hope it's not an animal. It's like some huge pickle with like little... yeah. I love these little stress things. This is very relaxing. I'm actually loving this.
Yeah, there's two of them. Wait, they're multiplied.
Yes. Okay, it's kind of a jelly monster.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of. Okay.
It is a pickle. Oh my god.
What even is that? What is that, like a fuzzy alien furry thing? It's like a pickle.
It's
Like
like
a
a
really
pickle.
bad one. He's cute. What's his name?
You put your name in it. No one's asked.
We will call him Jeff. Because he looks like a Jeff. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't like it. What is that?
Feeler, wait. Oh, okay, this is different. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is this? What is this?
Hold on. Okay. It's giving teddy bear, possibly. Wait. Lion plushie? Lion plushie?
It's something spiky.
The king!
Oh. Oh. Wait, I think I know what this is. It's... No, maybe not. This thing has like 3 eyes.
Oh, it's kind of cute. Wait, it's got hair. I think it's got hair.
Is it like a donkey or something like this?
It's like a little donkey or a giraffe. It has to be. It has a tail. It's a toy. Hold on, I'm not finished. It's a horse, not Maurice, I don't think.
It's just like a little
It's Maurice.
kangaroo or something. Hold on, let me feel the little ears. Okay. Okay, my guess is a little kangaroo.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's a tiny Maurice.
Oh my goodness! It's like a little. Oh my gosh!
So he's going to be available in the vending machines tomorrow.
Oh wow! So I was feeling like multiple eyes here. Wow, I was far off. Damn, I would have never guessed that. What a change from the previous one. This is really, really cute. I love him.
Oh, it's Maurice! Oh my god! So he's going to be available tomorrow in the vending machines.
I love him. DVD themed animal? Is it Maurice?
It's Maurice.
No way it is! Oh, cutie!
Oh, it's Marie. Wow. Okay, that's really cute. So I wasn't that far
Yeah,
away.
so he'll be available tomorrow in the vending machines.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
4 arms. Is it just this? Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Is it though? Ears? No, ears too long to be a bear, I think, right? Is there 1 eye? That's not Maurice, is it?
You ready for the reveal?
It's not, is it?
It's Maurice.
I knew it! Has anyone else got that so far?
Yes.
Fuck!
Final one.
Mm-hmm.
I got a man.
Oh, it's this stuffed noodles.
Something. What?
This one's gonna be gross, isn't it? It's cold. What is that?
Noodles.
Ugh.
This okay. This is. I think the whole reason why I can't do haunted houses, and I think it's because that I think I had to do something like that, and it scared the shit out of me, and I just can't do it, and so I would not go in another haunted house again.
Cold? Wait.
But it's noodles. It's noodles.
Is it like gummy bears?
No, is this... No.
Noodles.
Scared.
It's noodles.
Oh my, is it wet?
Noodles.
It feels wet.
Noodles.
It's
Pasta. Most likely pasta.
Is this a bowl of... Is this wet macaroni pasta?
This is wet macaroni pasta.
Are you ready? Yeah. It is! Why would you do this to me? Ew!
Oh my god!
Really? Just go for it? Do I grab this? It's like cold pasta, I think.
It's like cold pasta.
Ravioli, kind of. I'm gonna be wrong here. I think it's like cold pasta.
Are you ready?
I was right! Okay.
Ah! At first I thought it was gummy bears.
This is... No. It's like gummy...
Pasta.
Feels like parts. Like body parts. Oh, it's gummy. It's like worms and like airs and...
That's cold noodles. That's cold. That's cold noodles?
Yes, cold
noodles. Ooh! Ooh! There's hand sanitizer here.
A sneaky little unknown attack. Michaela. What if Yui hooked in? What if Yui and hooked on you? Interesting. Roots of Hattie. Okay, let's go to live, see what they... Snowy Wish Kate. Oh, the young Evan Macmillan. Interesting. Okay, so I guess the Bar Louie after party begins, I guess. Free. I guess.
Next up in this next panel, Eric Pope is going to be sitting down with our art team to talk about how we bring iconic nightmares into the fog.
Wow.
I don't like this chair.
No. Hello, everybody.
I'm sitting in the big chair. All right.
Oh, you're so far away. Are you sure?
I mean, Alex is pointing at me, so I have no choice.
Hey, everybody. How's your show going so far? Who ate at a food truck? Okay. Poutine? More people need to eat poutine. It's like the law in this province. Welcome. We are here to do another panel, as you just saw. Thank you, Dork, for the transition. All of these wonderful people are creative artistes. So we're talking about bringing iconic nightmares into the fog, and that happens through our art team, our animation team. And so that's who we brought to talk to you today. So why don't you start by introducing yourselves? Daniela, we'll start with you. And your role. Give a little of an explanation of what you actually do.
Hello, I'm Daniela. I'm the character art lead here at DVD. I've been with the team about like 5 years. Also, fun fact, I'm the voice of Yui.
I didn't know that. No one told me
Wait,
that.
she's the voice of Yui?
Didn't ask. But yeah, I guess the screams of Yui as well. And I'm the proud mom of Gabrielle's too. Yeah, and I have a great, amazing team. Hey guys. Yeah, that's pretty much my role, is to bring all the cosmetics to life with my team, and then so that you guys can wear them and have fun with them.
Yeah, all right. Etienne.
Hi, my name is Etienne. I am the lead animator on Dead by Daylight. My job basically is to give personality, make the killers kill people, all the movement. And I also have a pretty amazing team. And
yeah. Agreed. I can back that up. And last but not least, Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm one of the art directors on DVD. I've been at Behavior for a very long time. As a concept artist, I did a really, really early sketch of the first survivors. And then I didn't work on DVD for a very long time until I came back 2.5 years ago as an art director. And basically what I do is I mostly worked on the store and on the cosmetics. I take the creative and the narrative and the ideas for the characters and turn that into concept art and then 3D.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if everyone got to see the art exhibit in there. So I was not with DVD when it launched 10 years ago, so I learned, like, there were some things in there that surprised me. So, like you're referring to doing those original characters, that's pretty cool. All right, let's get into it. So how do your 3 roles intersect and interact with each other and what we do?
So basically, when we have a new character or a cosmetic or a collection or something like that, we have the creative direction, the narrative, the design elements. That comes through me in the art direction, and it's my job to sort of figure out how that's going to look visually. So I work with the concept artists to get the concept art for the characters out, and then it goes to Daniela's team and Etienne's team, and then VFX and sound and UI and all that stuff. So I'm mostly sort of overseer. I just stand behind you and breathe down your necks the whole time.
She's the overlady, essentially. Yeah. When I get the concept from the overlady, what I do is essentially I give the task to my team, my amazing team that they're so good looking. Also, they just start essentially to translate that into 3D. And then we make it game ready by the end of it. And at each stage, obviously, we go through art direction as well. And then we also check in with the Chance team. So everything is like working for the next team that comes after us.
Right.
And yeah, basically, while Daniela's team is working, we're looking, are the clothes going to deform well as well, like the shoulder mostly. And then we start animating and figuring out if it's working or not. And
I love that. And I can say, because I get to attend those meetings, I contribute nothing. You can back that up. I contribute nothing helpful. I contribute things, but not helpful things.
Oh, no, sometimes.
They are the most fun meetings at Behavior. This team is ridiculous, and they're so fun to work with, and I wish I could share the things that are said in those meetings, but I can't because not appropriate. Not appropriate.
Are you saying we're ridiculous?
Well, Not as a human, you're not ridiculous.
Okay.
I want to start with kind of a big picture question. So when a player sees a DBD character for the first time, how do we make it read as horror?
So there's a lot of thinking about how and why we feel fear that goes into the visuals of a character. When you think about what fear is and where it comes from, it's a survival instinct. So what are the things we can use as visual cues to sort of trip that instinct in the people that are watching, or seeing this character in the store or in the game? And a lot of times it's stuff like in the silhouette. There's going to be elements of asymmetry and like uncanny.
Oh my God! Someone's doing what?
Especially when you get
someone's doing a Michaela.
uncanniness.
Someone's doing a Michaela cosplay. That is actually very cool. I like that, and they've got the anniversary mask, the wristbands, the rings, everything. Oh my God, that's so cool.
Uncanniness is a good one, especially when you get characters like the unknown, who sort of looks human at first glance, but then the more you look at it, the more wrong it looks, and that provokes like that fear in you. So
I need to do the unknown. If I ever go.
We try to make people scared.
Yeah.
Are you saying in our asymmetric horror game that asymmetry leads to horror?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Humans like things that are symmetrical, like visually speaking. We tend to find things that have like smooth, round shapes. They tend to feel friendly to us.
Yeah.
Whereas things that are kind of crooked, spiky, pointy, off kilter, those tend to trip those kind of fear reactions. Even if they're not actually scary, there's still a part of your brain that kind of goes, this isn't right. Something is wrong here. And that's kind of the feeling we try to create when people look at killers. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. There's like gore, because of course humans have this instinct to protect their bodies, which is why needles, even if it's just a tiny little thing, needles are terrifying.
Yeah.
Because your body realizes that it's like something that is invading you. So we try to get all those little things into our different characters. So for some people, for the Krasu, it's like the gore. It is terrifying to see someone with their organs on the outside. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. We work a lot with contrasting characters, a lot, especially the ones that are humanoid. Those are the ones that present more challenge, because essentially you know that there's something wrong with them. You need to make it unsettling somehow, right? Like the trickster, he's so hot and beautiful, and you're like, how are you terrifying? But then you see him like in conjunction with like the posing that he has, the personality that he was given, the way he moves, like something is wrong with that dude. He cannot be that beautiful, just can be normal. See, they agree.
I had to do this in the last panel too. For people watching on the stream, there's bungee jumpers screaming for their lives over here, which is actually pretty on brand.
It is kind of
perfect.
So sorry if you see us react. There's people just bouncing for dying.
They're experiencing true horror.
Oh my God, they are bungee jumping. Oh my God, that is terrifying, dude.
They're experiencing true horror.
Oh my God, they're actually bungee jumping. I thought it might be because of the cabin, but no, they're actually bungee jumping. That is terrifying, dude. You will not get me to do that. Not in $1 million. You won't get me to do that.
Fantastic.
The uncanny valley that you mentioned also plays a part in animation, yeah?
Yes. On animation, like the uncanny valley, I think even when it's not voluntarily, I think the biggest example would be Polar Express, which is a kids movie. But
that is horrifying.
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
There's something wrong about those characters, and it makes it creepy. So we kind of lean into it as well, and with the unknown, same thing. We're trying to
unknown fans.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
And,
did you do the animations on that one?
I'm sorry?
You worked on the animations on the unknown?
No, that was before I got on the team.
Yeah. It's a great one.
I'm a bit jealous of the people that worked on it.
Danielle, this is a bit of a moving on question, but I'm interested because this is a thing that happens a lot in those meetings where we discuss, is something working, is something not working? So What sort of changes do you end up making or, to a design if people agree it's not working, if it's not scary, if it's not hitting the marks?
Right, so usually we're gonna tweak the silhouette, we're gonna remove or add things or move them from one side to another. Like we don't want to have too many wiggly things and stuff like that that can be perceived as something else. So we're always trying to find a good balance between what looks good and translate it good from the concept, and then we adapt through it essentially. So it's a lot of like iterations with the rest of the team, like you said, in the meetings that we're in, we get people's opinions of it, and a lot of our work is essentially, fixing the contrast, fixing the silhouette work, fixing the size of things, because sometimes the volumes are not working, and also in gameplay too, not working. We need to swap it up, and then that's pretty much the iteration process for us.
Fixing the size of things, like
fixing
butts?
sizes,
Like butts?
moving things.
We're not going to talk about butts, Eric.
She promised she wasn't going to talk about butts, so I'm making her. Yeah, that gets discussed in those meetings. Everything needs to be right with these
It's not
characters.
me.
So butts are part of the human body, or monster body also.
We see them from behind a lot, so, please.
Nicole told me I couldn't talk about butts.
Eric started it. I said we shouldn't. This is blame
This
Eric.
is Eric's fault.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's all good.
So if my boss is watching,
Although-
please don't put it on my wall.
Eric in these meetings does contribute when things look like buttholes when they shouldn't.
Yeah,
That's what Eric does.
It is true.
It
He's
happens
like,
more than you would
hey.
think. Yeah, honestly, those meetings are fantastic. We're doing a panel talking about meetings, but it is actually it is fantastic as the community person, because they genuinely want to hear. I'm usually there to represent
The community.
you, how you might react to this thing and at this current state in the iteration process. And it's really cool that they're open to that feedback, and lots of changes have been made based on that in the end, I think have worked out pretty well. Yeah, so thank you for that. I wonder, Etienne, on the same page, when something is not working, what's that like on the animation side? What breaks on the animation side?
The first thing that's going to break is the feel of the character, because that's basically the thing we work on the most. So if the anticipation is not right, then the gameplay is not going to feel right. It's going to feel clunky, not responsive. So it's the first thing that's going to break.
Yeah, cool. All right, I've got a question for all of you. Have you ever had a design that looked great as an image concept, but once it started moving, it lost the scariness?
So my answer is for a survivor, so it's not exactly a scariness, although he is scary.
He's scary.
He is scary.
In a funny way.
Yes. So
Yeah.
this is the Waterfront Massacre Ace, also known as Speedo Ace.
Yeah, so
one of my favorite skins.
Yeah.
When we did him at first, on the concept art, he had a proper Speedo. So
Right.
it was a little itty bitty Speedo.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
When we were working on the model, we realized that we couldn't make the mix and match fit the way we wanted to, because he would have had to have like a section of belly exposed above that little tiny Speedo.
Oh, Lord.
And in the mix and match, you would have ended up being able to tuck shirts into nothingness and then have this ace belly and then the tiny Speedo. So we ended up having to move that tiny Speedo and make it a little less tiny, which is a shame.
It was weird though, because that ended up looking like a diaper for a long time.
Yeah, for a while.
And we were like, well, which one do we want? The one that is kind of floating or the one that looks like a diaper? And then we had a secondary issue with that one, which, because it's so simple, we had this issue with the artisan, which they were like putting shadows in a place where it showed a bit too much, and we were all like, why does it look so
Why is
big?
it so 3D? Something should not be that 3D.
Yeah, and I was just like, it's 3D. I'm just a pure being. I didn't see what you were seeing, so I was just like, I didn't know what to say. So I was just like, we'll reduce the shadows. It's gonna be looking very flat, very, acceptable.
We have to say though, there's two kinds of shadows in games, right?
Yeah.
You can cheat shadows and sort of paint them onto the model. And then there's the shadows that are created by the light in the game that are actually acting like shadows. So usually you don't want to add sort of painted shadows if you don't have to. But in this case, the artists lovingly rendered
Yeah.
speedo things.
yeah,
And,
yeah. It's
um,
always Ace, though.
It's always
It's
Ace.
always Ace.
But I love that skin. I love that
We
skin.
love him so
Even
much.
if we had to raise his waistline a little bit to make sure the mix and match worked.
Yeah.
This wasn't one of the questions we discussed, but is there any difference in terms of the amount of work with a mix and match versus not? Is it all the same either way, or is one more time intensive?
Mix and match is more complex, yeah, because you have to think about both making a concept that looks really good in 2D. So you want that outfit to look like a really cool outfit on its own, and then you also want to not have the same silhouette that you've had a lot before. And we have a lot of characters, we have a lot of cosmetics, and a lot of characters have a lot of cosmetics. So sometimes you might want to make a piece, but I don't know, your character already has 10 pairs of black jeans. So what makes these black jeans different than the ones before?
Right.
So there's that to think of, but then there's also how does it mix and match? And all of the outfits we've done before, we try and fit them to what we're thinking, but sometimes in 10 years, fashion has changed. Waistlines go up and down, but our character's mix and match does not.
So true.
Yeah.
So there's some times where we'll have a really cool design that looks great on the concept, and then we realize that if we make it fit properly on the mix and match, the little tiny belt now becomes like a giant belt, and it sort of unbalances things, which is something we have to do a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth happening when we're doing the mix and match. Unlike locked outfits actually are the easiest ones for us to do because we don't have to worry about all of that, and it's kind of freeing sometimes. But obviously, we like to make it mix and match whenever we can, just to offer more, like, I don't know, some people like cosplaying on with their characters. So it's we always try to go for the mix and match, which is more work, but at the same time is more interesting, I find. So yeah, a lot of.
It does impact the animation too a little bit when we have things like killer weapons and like